we can get this straight about who the Kokomo crew is. The Kokomo crew, in my eyes, starts with Christy Martin. And that branches off to Gabe Ellis, Jonas Zuber, which was a member of the Sons of Odin biker club when Christy and him got busted, which was around the time that Derek was busted with Christy. And there was a very large amount of amphetamine that was misplaced and took by the police.
Right. So this was in 2001. This was the biggest meth.
No, we're coming up to 2014.
Oh, never mind. I'm so sorry.
And now we have even closer ties. Like we have a Travis Williams, which is related to Eric Williams. And we also have a Billy Williams that was busted on the courthouse square in Delphi with a meth lab in his vehicle.
Wow.
Back in around 2005. So this crew, and we also have a John Allball. Now I've found ties with Johnny Allball. John Allball is the one that stole the guns from Ron Logan in 2014 or 15. Now that comes directly from Ashley Wright, Ron's girlfriend. And Ashley at that time came and stayed with me and told me about the deal that was supposed to happen and how that all went down. Now, there early on, I had made Michael Thomas aware of this information, some of it. And I knew all this because I ran around with Derek and Christy during all these meth dealing times. And
so what you're saying, 4Pitts, is that on that there was definitely a deal going down that day on February 13th?
No, not at all. I don't know where you come with that.
Oh, okay. I thought
prior.
Oh, okay.
In the years of 2014 or 15, you can look and you can see where Christy and Derek were arrested. And Christy faced charges, some pretty severe charges. Well, she made bond. And she got out and she was with Jonas. And her and Jonas got a large stash. And they were in Ohio when they got busted, just a couple weeks after Christy and Derek. And Christy went to jail there, and she went back and forth with her charges from Delphi and Ohio through her sentencing processes. She had to serve I don't know if she had it ran concurrent or consecutive, but she did about 9 years. But
where did she do it? Where did she serve time?
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure what prison she's served time in.
Okay. And what do you think the motive would be?
Christy was separated from her daughter for 9 years.
Yeah.
Christy had a side to her that you just didn't want to piss with her in certain ways. She had to weigh up her higher connections and affiliations, such as the Kokomo crew and some cartels out of her father was Hispanic, and they was shipping that shit from out west. And they were shipping it through UPS in candle wax. And Christy was distributing all this shit all over Delphi, Kokomo, down to Rushville. I had a conversation with Christy one time about Rushville.
Directly in competition with the outlaw motorcycle clubs.
See,
meth.
People have always thought I was crazy with this theory, but Tina and I know what Christy was up to and what the involvements were. And for Derek not to come out and share some of this for 7 years, he knows these damn affiliations just as well as Tina and I do. It's very disturbing. So,
wow.
That is more of the serious group of people that I look at. Now the Kyle Stacy is also in there, Gabe Ellis, Travis Williams, all these guys had been through Carroll County Jail while I done time there. So I knew these guys.
I have heard whispers I just 4 Pitts.
So I remember they were the guys that were getting shipped off to Westville in the prisons, and they were coming back with that Odinism heathen stuff and exposing it to the Carroll County facility.
Yes, it comes directly from the federal prison system.
But there's also a big biker association too with passing this meth.
Yes, but
all Derek's uncles are biker affiliated.
Yeah.
A lot of them crews, I don't know how this has all been over. I don't know how it's all been overlooked. I don't know if it has been overlooked, but I sure haven't seen much focus in that area.
On the bikers or
by the cops on that area and them people. I don't know how all that stuff could have been overlooked and bypassed. I just don't understand it.
This group of people and what Tina and Josh were saying, it all adds up for me. It all adds up.
Right. I mean,
so and then now I'm not a one. I'm still on the fence with Richard Allen. I am not a pro Richard Allen. There could still be some ties where he was affiliating with some of these guys.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to get in the club, maybe trying to get in the group. Maybe he was getting the Sudafed for some of the manufacturing to happen. I'm not saying he's not involved at all. That's not my go-to. So keep me out of that. He could be affiliated with some of these guys. The bar scene at night, the late night bar scene, he was a JC bar goer and stuff.
Yeah.
Now Derek's aunt and cousin Sasha worked JC bars during those times.
Mm-hmm.
And late nights, that was the prime go-to for if you're looking for a sack. If you're wanting to connect and make, get your deals down, or that's the late night rendezvous all happened at places like that. And I just don't know how Delphi's ignored it all. They haven't tried to speak any about it.
I mean, I don't think they've ignored it. I think they're covering. I mean, that's my opinion because I'm sure they know this. So my question is, who wants it? Who all is involved that wants to cover it up? That's my question.
I blame Tony Liggett. That's who I blame. Him and Mullins. I think they interfered, and they should have let the FBI in there and do their job. And I think them boys had an agenda. They had to be the heroes. If they weren't the heroes, their jobs were on the line.
Liggett, for sure.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Who do you know that at that point of 2016 or 2017, 2015, who would have had the most beef with Derek that you know? Where did Derek have problems with in the year or two?
Yeah, there's another guy, and his name, Derek bedded a girl named Jamie Cheshire, and there was a guy named Johnny Cheshire, and me and Chester and Uncle Jim, the barber, and Derek, and all of us were all pretty tight, and we told Derek, don't be messing with Johnny Cheshire's wife while he's locked up. He was straight Aryan. He was straight Aryan, and it was pretty well known, don't be pissing with him, man. And so I don't usually go that route, but I have brought it up.
4Pitts, are these people all generally white supremacy people, whether they're Odinists or not?
The Kokomo crew crowd is.
Right. That's what I've heard too.
And that's what's disturbing to hear the Westfall Holder Odinism type thing. I don't really go with that. I lean more towards the white supremacist, heathen, Aryan, prison biker. A lot of these guys get out of the prisons and they go to the gangs, the clubs. They get on their bikes and they're back in business, swinging the deal.
Unfortunately,
it's all the same shit.
Yeah.
Hey, 4Pitts, what do you think that biker rally before the funeral was about?
I think it was a backup rally.
What do you mean?
You bring your troops in. Okay, you got you guys. You guys. We're bringing our boys in. See what we got. we got this kind of backup. You know, like put on a show, put on a scare show.
Don't fuck with us.
Don't, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was big.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
Pitts, do you know what groups were there for that rally? What were
No, but I know that Kickapoo Camp outside of Lafayette holds a big gathering every year, a big party, and the Mongols roll through, and Abalafia, and I've heard. Oh, damn it! I've lost my train of thought on some of the groups that go out there, but they're the big, the Outlaws. Like, that's a well-known area for all that shit. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. It tracks, like, absolutely.
I mean,
huge, like, there's been a lot of fighting in the Midwest.
You know, I don't know how
territory.
rampant it is now. I'm sure it hasn't calmed down none, but I'll tell you what, living in Delphi and being running with that crowd and all that shit I've seen, it was scary.
I can imagine.
Plumb scared the shit right out of you running with some of them guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I ain't kidding.
No, especially when it comes to some of the 1%ers. I mean, you know.
And Derek always felt protected because his uncles, Uncle Rob and Uncle Tom, weren't nobody to mess with, you know, so he could pretty much have his way around the town because nobody wanted to piss with Uncle Tom or Rob Wood, you know. They would put a boot in your ass.
So why
he got away with
Abby and Libby?
Huh?
Why Abby and Libby?
I don't think they were. Whoever did it had the balls to come straight at Derek.
So
This
you
is
think
my-
it's targeted towards Libby and
Huh?
like Germans? So you think it was targeted towards the Germans?
I think it was targeted somewhere towards that direction somewhere.
I
think
agree.
I think the crime scene shows us a scene of a point being made, and I think that's why Derek's crawled under the rug.
Did anyone ever find out if he was interviewed? Because,
Not enough. He ain't interviewed enough.
well,
I don't think I've ever
they didn't
seen it.
have their interview.
I think they protected him all the way around. I think Liggett and them guys kept the real people, the guys that needed to do the real investigation at bay because Mike, Patty, and them all are close with the law enforcement. So I think there's a lot of answers that fucking need answered.
I think this is just my opinion, okay, for what it's worth. I think that the Patties know. I'm not saying that they're involved. What I'm saying is I feel like they know exactly what happened. Or
I do
close
too.
to it.
I do too. I mean, there was even stuff come out from the Patties and the German side that said that the house, somebody they thought was watching the house a week or two prior to the murders, like, and then, you know, Becky's Brad Holder comments, and they got our girls.
Yeah.
And then there was a bar fight late at night at JC's that nobody really come up with an answer for, you know, all right around that time. So, like, I don't know who they're trying to bullshit. They ain't bullshitting me.
Well, and see, Tina also claims that she believes that Derek snitched on Christy Lynn Martin, Keegan Callis, Tyler Joe French, and Jeff Reagan, and that
And many more.
and more. And Tina kind of believes or has said before that she thinks that was this payback, and that her daughter was with a bunch of these guys. Like,
Let me tell you what, Tina and Christy Martin are like sisters. So for Tina to say something like that coming from that side is kind of striking. Like, I mean, I'm saying it because I ran with them, but Tina, of all people, would stick up for Christy, you would think, till death.
and her daughter, because
She did not.
She said that Megan was raped and beaten to be initiated in the Sons of Odin.
And now Tina would know more about that ties of the Kokomo crew than I would.
Yeah.
She would know the real heart of it. She really would. So I don't know if they've talked to her or not. I mean, I guess they got their guy, Richard Allen. There's no use to talk
want to know why
like,
they didn't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, sorry about that. I wonder why they didn't. Did Tina Rodell not tell anybody, or did she not tip it in about the blood? In on her car. Nobody ever investigated that car. I mean, potentially that car could still show blood after all these years. I mean, does anybody know what happened to the car?
And I'm glad you brought me on, because if Delphi's listening or Carroll County's listening, that's why I've been around. You've heard it from the goat's mouth. So that's why I feel the way I do, Carroll County. And that's why I'm sticking to here to the end. And I'm not letting you pull no fast shit over the public's eyes. And that's my main purpose for being around. So
I feel
been hard.
Appreciate it.
It's been hard. It's been hard. I've had to share a lot. But I'm home now. And if they want to come see me, they know where I'm at. So thank you for your time on stage, Silky.
Oh, are you leaving 4Pitts?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming and all of that.
Nice to sit with you, Dan. Nice to sit with you, Prof. Meow. Thanks for having me.